10 car features from the past that were way cooler than today. Remember when going for a drive felt like an event, when you'd pile into the family car with a full tank and nothing but time, the windows down, the wind in your hair, and a radio that only got AM. But somehow that was all you needed. Cars weren't just transportation. They were personality. They had quirks, charm, and little things that made every ride feel a bit more magical. Today, we're looking at 10 car features from the past that were way cooler than today. Number 10, bench seats, room to slide over. Before cup holders and center consoles took over, most cars had one big front bench seat. It was just one long cushion, no dividers, so you could slide right across. Teenagers loved it because you could sit close on a date. Parents liked it because 3 kids could squeeze in the front. These seats were common in the 50s, 60s, and even into the 80s. But they faded out as safety rules, seat belts, and airbags became the priority. Number 9, chrome everything. Shiny on purpose back in the day, cars gleamed. From bumpers to mirrors to hood ornaments, chrome was everywhere. It gave cars a sense of style and weight, like they were built to impress. You didn't just see a '57 Chevy, you remembered it. But as costs went up and plastic became the new norm, shiny chrome gave way to matte and molded parts. Today's cars just don't have that sparkle. Number 8, manual window cranks. Rollin' old school, there was something satisfying about grabbing that little handle and rolling the window down yourself. No buttons, no waiting, just a quick crank, and the breeze was yours. It made you feel connected to the machine, like you were doing the driving, not the car. They stuck around in budget cars into the 90s, but power windows took over fast. Still, there's something about that click, click sound that takes you right back. Number 7, hidden headlights. Peek-a-boo cool in the 60s and 70s. Some cars had headlights that flipped, rotated, or popped up when you turned them on. It was like the car was waking up. The Corvette, the Charger, even some Lincolns had them. It made cars feel alive, almost like they had a secret. But the moving parts were pricey and prone to wear, and by the 90s, the trend quietly vanished. Number 6, floor, mounted dimmer switches. Tap it with your toe before there were stalks on the steering wheel. High beam headlights were controlled by a little button on the floor. You'd just tap it with your foot, click, and the road lit up ahead. It was simple and smart, especially when your hands were busy steering a big all-car. These switches started disappearing in the 70s as controls moved to the steering column. Still, a lot of old timers remember that floor switch with fondness. Number 5, tailfins. When cars wanted to fly in the late 50s and early 60s, cars didn't just drive. They soared, or at least they looked like they did. Inspired by rockets and jet planes, car makers added dramatic fins on the back. The 1959 Cadillac had fins so tall, you could spot it a block away. It was all about futuristic flair and American confidence. But as tastes changed and gas prices rose, fins quietly folded their wings and disappeared. Number 4, ashtrays and lighters in every seat. It may sound strange now, but there was a time when nearly every car came with built-in ashtrays, and not just in the front. Many had them in the back seat too, complete with little chrome lighters that popped out with a push. Smoking in the car was as common as listening to the radio. Eventually, as smoking declined and health warnings took hold, automakers stopped including them altogether. Still, old ashtrays now hold loose change. And old memories. Number 3, vent windows. Tiny triangles of fresh air, these little triangle windows, sometimes called wing windows, were found near the front of the car's side windows. You could crack one open to let in a breeze without messing up your hair or letting in too much wind. They were perfect on long summer drives. No buttons, no electronics, just a little latch and fresh air. But they vanished in the 80s as car design became more streamlined. Number 2, hood ornaments. Rolling sculptures from the leaping Jaguar to the proud Cadillac crest. Hood ornaments once stood tall on every classy car. Some were works of art, sleek, shiny, and full of pride. They told you something about the car and the person driving it, but over time, concerns about safety, theft, and aerodynamics pushed them aside. Now, most cars have logos flat against the hood, but nothing quite like a gleaming ornament leading the way. Number 1, push button transmissions. Sci-Fi shifting in the 1950s and early 60s. Some cars didn't have shifters. They had buttons on the dashboard. Chrysler led the charge with push button driving in their forward-look cars. It felt like piloting a spaceship, not just driving. Kids loved to press them, sometimes to their parents' horror. They slowly faded as standard gear shifts became more common and simpler to use. But for a moment, driving felt like science fiction come true.